Dun, 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 we are live. What's going on, gentlemen?
That's a month. What's up to you, buddy?
What's up?
Oh man, having fun. Oh, look, we got a
Yeah.
stranger.
What's up? How are you, buddy?
Stand by, connecting to audio.
I love it. I love it. Oh man. Well, I'm in San Antonio today.
Sweating.
You sweating? You got some moisture
Which
going on?
one is the right one?
I have a feeling Thomas doesn't know we're live.
Oh
What do
yeah,
you want from me?
he's fine. He's good. He's a pro.
Uh,
Yeah, man, it's been like super humid, super hot.
This is
here.
how live streaming works. There we go. There we go.
There we
This
go.
is my right.
Yeah.
This is my left. All right. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, buddy? You get a workout
All right.
in?
I did. That's why I'm like glistening. Can you tell?
You're glowing, Thomas.
I see that forehead.
Oh man, I love it. Oh, we already got somebody out there. We got Mr. Felipe Engineer.
Yeah.
What's up, Felipe? We need your soundboard going
Need
on.
a soundboard here.
Oh man, he's got. Did y'all get to catch the Q&A, cabin Q&A?
No, so tell me about that. Let's lead into that. Let's start
I was my first question. I'm like, I need to know. Like, I need to know.
What? So did you watch it at all?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like Thomas already knows. We can't talk about it until after you watch it.
Oh, good
No.
point. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Go on mute. I need answers. Why? How? What? This is I was in North Carolina and I felt the ground move a little with all those mines in a timber framed cabin somewhere in the middle of the United States.
Oh man, it was serious. So we went up to Oklahoma. It was Armando, our buddy Armando Tunales in Dallas. The famous lady has arrived. What's going on, Jen?
Let's roll out the red carpet.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So silly.
The police were holding up all the limos, I'm sure.
The paparazzi are getting pictures of her. Like,
Blasters everywhere.
Oh,
I mean, trying to fly under the radar, y'all are not helping anything at all.
So yeah, we went. Armando had this idea of us all taking a trip for the weekend, and just like totally nerding out, right? And so we put it together, and we went up there. And it was myself, Jennifer made it up that way, Armando and his buddy Eric, who's now my friend. He's he's a super cool dude. And we just kind of spent the day talking about traditional management of construction and the stuff that we're trying to learn and apply out there, and treating people better, focusing on relationships. And so we did a live stream to have that conversation in the cabin. And so like y'all don't even know, like Armando is like the producer now. Like he had big giant like lights and audio equment and like tri-stands.
Lapel mics.
Yes, lapel. We had lapel mics. Look,
Like
there he is.
somebody with a boom. So
No, we didn't
boom
have any
mic.
boom mics, but next time, that's the man right there, Armando Tunales. Man, he hooked it up, and he was like, "Okay, sit there and no, get in the frame, and let's get a different camera angle." Like, it was like for real, but it was cool.
yeah.
We looped Felipe in, and you know, we had the conversation that we had, and it was good, meaningful conversation. And then the after party, we all after we did the live stream, we went and hung around the fire pit. And man, we had some real vulnerable, meaningful conversation.
Cool.
So it was super, super awesome. And we're going to do it again in January. Mark your calendars, baby.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. More to come.
Where's Armando based out of? Texas?
Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you student dancing.
Tejas. There you go.
Uh-huh.
There you go. I didn't know if he was in the West Coast with our friend Jason.
All the cool people are here.
Gotcha.
Come on now.
That's right.
We're left out then. Up in Charlotte.
I was
But
like, Armando had some Lokes on. It looked like he's got the sunglasses.
always, that's his brand.
I like it, dude. Yeah, don't let anybody clown on you. That's now your style. So if I see you without some shades on, I'm going to be questioning. So
Yes.
no matter the hour.
Yes. Because his future's so bright, he has to wear shades.
Nice.
So anyway, enough about Texas and Oklahoma. I feel like we got something going on next week in the Carolinas there.
Yeah,
Something little.
we're going to have the awesome opportunity to be going to Clemson University, getting to speak into the lives of the next generation. Super excited. People here, Walker, Mr. LeMay, Miss Jen, the Silver Fox, aka Jesse. We're all going to be there, including Mr. Adam Hoots, and we're just going to be talking, highlighting, what we think the construction industry looks like now, and how we think it's really progressing to that people over tools. Thank you, Miss Jen, and the relationship side. And so we want to show y'all how do you go lead? How do you go talk to a foreman that's in his 50s, that's been in construction forever? How do you handle that conflict? How do you handle that conversation? Because it's going to happen. You're going to have conflict. And we just want to equip the next generation, show them that there's more than one way to do it. It doesn't mean I have to get real loud and cuss you out and make you feel like nothing. Like that's how a lot of the model is. We want to show people that we respect them. There's a way to have conflict that isn't the bad way. There's a way to have that conversation where it doesn't blow up. There's a way to really equip this next generation. But even more than that, how do you add value to people? Being the young guy, the young gal that doesn't know a lot, and people know it. So just admit it and go out there and ask questions. Be humble. Like they know you don't know anything. So if you come out and show them that, hey, that you think you can solve the world, and I've been in construction for only a year, but I know how to do everything, like they're going to sniff that out very quickly. And so just having these conversations and really showing them that if we can equip and get this next generation to realize that it's a massive, just a massive leadership opportunity for this next generation as we have this age gap in construction. So that's what we're going to be doing at Clemson. Anyone that's willing to come, we would love to have you. Also, Mr. Hernandez is going to be having a live stream ready for us, so we're going to send that link out, and to all our people that can't travel to Clemson, we'd love to have you that way. But if I could, before we move on, just wanted to ask, Thomas, Jesse, Miss Jen, what do y'all think? What are you looking to get out of this event?
Not everybody wants. Should I go? I'm going. I started talking. I can remember when I was in college vividly when somebody came and it wasn't about, hey, come join my company because we need workers. It was, we had a real conversation. I still remember the person's name. So now I have the opportunity to do that same thing, and hopefully get someone excited about doing what we do, because it's awesome, man. It's awesome. And I'll explain why every day you get to go to work, and then at the end of the day you can look and turn around and be like, progress. That was part of my doing. You can't do that almost anywhere else on a regular basis. If you're in business, as soon as that business deal is closed, and we need business people, don't get me wrong. Right. But as soon as that business deal is closed, it's gone because it's not physical. It doesn't have a legacy. There are pyramids that are 5,000-6,000 years old that were built by hand, still there, still construction. And we use almost the same workflows to do masonry today, 5,000 years later. Isn't that really cool?
Yeah.
Like there are benchmarks and layout points that they've uncovered, archaeologists, that we still use today. We still use those same basic sets of math today. And when we learn from these very, very advanced methods, but super primitive, we can make them better instead of just trying to recreate new wheels. And the only way that we can make things better is bringing in fresh sets of input and opinions and mindsets. And every time we get a new wave of people in from trade school or college or even high school, or even not in high school, just coming, you want to come in and get dirty and get after it? Yeah, come on, let's go. So, but we have to open that that door, and I'm willing to just blow that thing wide open. So
That's cool.
bring
Love
it.
Love
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to
What
say
about
there
you?
is another profession that you get to turn and look and see progress, because I do it every day when I look at my dang daughter. So I'm just saying that the one where you get to watch what you do and how you impact it and how that grows and then what they're doing and all that. So anyway, parenting to me is very similar to construction.
It probably is. It's
Good
gotta
or
be.
bad, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yes. And that's I'll stop talking after this point. But
No, you're good.
a lot about construction leadership is similar to being a parent, because it's the words that you use, it's the example that you set, and it's your relationship with your own team that reverberates outward to trades, to architects, to owners. So, because what does everybody see? They see mom and dad having a conversation. Either it's they're loving each other and they're openly talking about issues and they're working through them, or they're being opaque and not permissive about things and being vindictive. So, I was thinking just today how when you're in a position of leadership, and guess what, you show up on the job site and put a hard hat on, you're a leader. And when you're in a position of leadership, everyone is watching.
Yep.
Maybe not directly, but and how you act when no one is looking is your true self. So I think that there's probably some parenting in that as well, right? But thank you for that. It's such a good point.
It's like going back to if you don't like what you see, you need to first look inwards, right? Because if we're the leader, right, we're the model, and we're not seeing that stuff, usually it's probably because we're doing those same things, right? And we're wanting people to change, but I'm not wanting to change myself. John Maxwell always talks about it's like having blinders on. Like the things that you critique about other people are the biggest flaws in yourself that you just don't realize that you have. And you're just like, once you've kind of open up the eye there and have someone to talk to you about, like having a great team. Thomas, you talk about a lot, having a great team on the GC side, really just any side of having a great team and realizing that if I have Walker Lott, he speaks into me and I'm willing to let him speak into me. We're willing to have accountability and feedback. It's life-changing, right? Yeah. Not just on the building level, just personally. Like to have hey, I can call Walker anytime I need to. And I value his input no matter what. Yeah, there's going to be times that we don't always agree. There's going to be times that we're probably even going to argue. But guess what? We love each other. We're best friends. We're going to keep doing it together. And I just think there's so much more opportunity that on the team level of construction. And just, man, it's time to do life with each other instead of just we're building stuff. Like, I know, like, I get it. We have to build things. I know, Thomas, you just talked about it. But, man, my heart is for the people. My heart is to realize if you focus on the people, we're going to get that job done. We're going to get it done the right way.
Yes. How about you, Jennifer? Why are you doing this?
Okay, Mr. Deflector, I'll go ahead and take that. I think, and I talked about this earlier this week in a group with some of our new hires, but right now in our industry, there's 5 generations of people, and that 5th generation is on their way out. Yet that 5th generation is the generation that, didn't have the technology. We're out there with their hands doing a lot of the work, drawing, really digging in and understanding it versus the people coming into the industry. And the scariest thing right now is that generation, when they leave, they're taking all that with them. And so, the conversations that we're having now, it's easy for me to look at and know the answer. It's an easy answer is when we come into this industry, when they come into this industry, when anyone comes into this industry, they've got to be a sponge, willing to listen, willing to ask questions, knowing that what's out there is more than what you have inside of you. And that's scary because what do you mean? I just got through graduating. I got this degree. I got all these things and I'm armed and I'm ready to go. And like you're walking into an industry with generations of people that have not only got the education, but they've got the experience and they've got all the things that can help you be better. Yeah. And if you go into it with, hey, I've got everything I need, you're screwed. Right. I mean, if you go into it with, this is great, this gets me in the door, But if I'm not out there asking questions and willing to just ask the questions and then shut up and listen, like if you're not willing to do that, because ask a question to ask a question and then someone started, oh yeah, but I mean this, I mean that's not listening. So asking a question and then like whatever they say, and there's a lot of them out there that even though they are traditional and they are old dogs and they are not, they're not jumping onto all these things that a lot of us do. They love talking about their work and they love talking about the things that they've done. And if you can ask the questions and then just shut up and listen, you're going to get knowledge that not a lot of people have gotten. And then you're going to be able to take that forward and be able to apply that where not, other people have missed out on it. So that's all.
Nice.
I like that. I mean,
That's really good.
I see that a lot on many job sites when, you see two people, right, and they're going back and forth, and I'm just, I'm walking up on the scene, and they're talking back and forth about something, and someone asks a question, and the other person, like you said, Miss Jen, they ask the question, but they're really not waiting to hear what the person's saying. They're just trying to, and then they butt in again. It's like, you didn't even listen to them. Like, you let them, like, actually add an opinion and value. Whether or not it's the right thing, let them talk, and let's understand where he's coming from, and then let's kind of, all right, let's continue to brainstorm. Maybe that's not right. Davis, maybe that's not right. But, hey, I appreciate your input. Okay, well, let's keep going from that instead of just, you don't know, like, you're done, and just move on. So.
Yes. Jesse taught me yes and.
Yes, and
If you yes and, then that changes the dynamic of the conversation. Because if I ask Jesse a question, first of all, he has to say something for me to acknowledge it. So if I ask him a question and then I don't let him answer, I can't even acknowledge anything he said. So I have to shut up and let him talk. And then when he finishes, I can't, whether I agree or disagree, I can't go, yes, but something else, because I've just now negated everything he said. And so now, yes, and let me add to that. And now let's look at this together and let's tackle this together. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Keeps the thoughts flowing. And I'm going just because I'm going to be on vacation right after that. So it's like, yeah, why not?
Just along for the ride.
Yeah, just want to hang out with super cool people. No, first and foremost, it's because of the two of you. I've been saying this for a long time, but you two are some amazing young men, amazing young professionals in construction, and I want it to be known to the world that I support y'all, and it's because of the way you carry yourself. I mean, I get to listen to y'all's podcast. Every time I interact with y'all, it's nothing but respect and humility. And that's what we need in our industry. So that's the first reason. The second reason is, I'm always going to have my style. And I can't help but bring the trade partner experience to every conversation that I'm in.
That's right.
And I've worked with a lot of young professionals in construction, and there's not a whole bunch of them that I liked, because there's just a natural tendency for us to overcompensate for our insecurities. Even today, even with like this beautiful hair going on, I'll still overcompensate for some of my insecurities. And so a lot of youth comes out and enters the industry, and the way they interact with trades is just straight up disrespectful. Right. And even worse, it doesn't serve them long term. They come out of the gate and they're like undermining the potential of the relationship. So if there is an opportunity to speak on that, of course I'm going to speak on that. But the other thing is, I imagine there are graduates that have recently graduated or that will be graduating that are really just needing a job and landing with any firm. And guess what? Every firm has a website. Every firm has branding and values and mission state. Like, they all got it. But not every firm really demonstrates appreciation for their people. And I want to be able to speak to the choices that these young individuals have in selecting an organization and some criteria to be looking for when they're out there scouting out the companies, because not every construction company is the same. And a lot of them are chewing people up and spitting them out and ruining them. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I want to, that's why I want to be there. Now, I'm hoping, I'm one, this is a question for you guys. What kind of interaction or feedback or insight have you gleaned from Clemson? What are we
What
looking
are we
for?
walking into?
Yes. Thank you, Jen. Thank you.
Well, I'd first like to say thank you for your words. They're very, very thoughtful, very kind. Don't know if we deserve that, but we will gladly take them. The other thing is, maybe can I get it in a sentence? What are you talking about? So ask that question again.
Talking about Will?
Okay, I'll give you a breather. Let me give you a breather. Armando says, Jesse, that I should have the straight GC perspective. Yes, yes, I will do that. I'm going to study with my buddy Adam. He'll give me some pointers.
Jesse got to spend his first week as a GC with me. Yeah, so it's probably my fault, anyways, for corrupting him. Sorry, world.
Yeah, it is true. You indoctrinated me into GC land. But no, so the Davis and Walker, the question is, what kind of interaction have you had or interest have you had from the campus, from students, from faculty? What are they looking for? What are they, I mean, like, is there a dress code?
For you, yes.
Thank you.
This is the Southeast, so it's
everyone else understands what that means, but just
Yes.
no, it's been great.
Conservative.
I've been getting to work closely with Miss Gretchen and Miss Leslie, and the Dean Mike Jackson has been helping us get coordinated, and just want to give them a quick shout out. Man, it's been awesome getting to hear from them. And everybody from the campus reservation staff, like Clemson has done a fantastic job of being willing to just, hey, a bunch of people that are willing just to add value to their students. Okay, come on, let's go. And so it's been pretty cool. We have gotten quite a few signed up, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of people in the master's program and some international students that have come over from different countries that have signed up. And so the opportunity there is, I think, pretty cool. If you ask me, but I'm really excited to get to meet these students in person and shake their hand and get to know about where they come from and their life, and man, how can we help them? Like Walker said, we're envisioning this not to be okay, come work for me. It's how can we help you? How can we genuinely serve you? I mean, I think that's the heart of all of us. And like Jesse's mentioned before, it would have sniffed out a while ago if that's not what we were doing. Like, really, we want to set this generation, this next group of graduates, up for success. So, man, just the opportunity to be able to do that. I'm excited. I know I'm trying to keep a level head because I'm just so excited, because I don't want to get too excited and just actually get up there. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and I agree, and I'll restate it. It's something that as a previously graduated student recently, and a new person in the workforce of construction, you've gotten a chance to see both sides, and just having a resource to come out there and talk to people with no pressure is awesome. Like I said last time, typically it's career fairs, or you're having a guest speaker from a certain company come in, or two, and you feel pressure to want to impress them, or to want to say the right thing and not be able to ask questions that might, impact your ability to get quote unquote recruited or hired. And so this is just a no pressure sort of thing where students can come and they can ask any question they want. And, they can have sort of mentors in the room with them that they could ask any question and not worry about, us thinking any differently, or not hiring them, or not being impressed, whatever. This group of people are incredibly impressive. Davis and I excluded. That group of people right there are incredibly impressive. And just to have y'all in the room and hear you listen, or hear you speak, and have people listen to you, just pour into them every single day over LinkedIn and all the social media, and here in this room that we're going to have at Clemson is super valuable, and it's really cool to have. And I don't think everyone completely understands, that this is not normal to have a group of people that want to do that, especially in the construction industry. So being able to do that and Clemson allowing us to come out there is really awesome. We're super excited for it. It's like you said earlier, being younger in the construction industry is intimidating. Today I had a conversation with an electrician who's been doing it a lot longer than I. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not an electrician. You're just gonna have to bear with me. And he just stared at me with a blank face as I was saying these words. I'm like, does this make any sense? I'm like, I'm relaying information here. And he's like, I see what he's getting at. I'm like, all right, as long as you see it, I'm good. But it's it takes a lot of time to learn, but having a stepping stone is always up. We're a big believer in you can accelerate your learning by leaning on people who know a lot more than you do and taking their experiences. And now you kind of have your own experience from that, and you can better, see a situation coming or whatnot. And that's exactly what we want to
do. Yeah. Well, Mr. Buddy Brumley says, make sure.
Yes.
Yep.
On. Yes, sir, Mr. Buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. One, I'm proud of y'all for making this happen, because it was a crazy idea, and we're a week away and it's going to happen, baby. Watch out. And I'm also very proud to be associated with y'all. Especially now that you have your super whiz bangy website.
No, it was cool.
Actually, very nice. Very nice.
We don't brag.
Jesse better be ready, because they're.
I think it's cool.
So Jesse better be ready. So you better be ready. Both of y'all better be ready, because there's going to be people listening and being like, "Oh, okay, Jesse, how do I come work for you?"
Watch out, baby.
I feel your I feel your passion, and you're channeling in me. We're like pursuing an owner, and I did a write up for what we're doing, and I gave it to one of our marketing people to fix and correct, because I'm an insane person and it's just a mess, and it's probably lots of spelling errors and stuff. And watching, if you're in business development or marketing in construction, that is salute, especially if you have to work for me. Jeez, not work for me. You're like my boss. You keep me on task and organize my thoughts. And my thoughts is like, if you've worked with me or been around me, I'm all over the place. So to get me even to sit down for 10 minutes is an achievement. But we have to work with people that help us organize and understand how graphics work and why punctuation and grammar is important. Jesse?
Wi-Fi shutting down.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
But I'm so happy that you asked for help, and that shows courage, especially early in your web. What do you call it, Jesse? Your persona, your
the omniverse. But as early. It's often easier to try to do things by yourself or just grit it out. It's harder. It takes courage. It takes vulnerability. All this stuff, these books we read, you know what it is? It's doing that. It's saying, hey, I'm not great at graphic design. I don't know how to do a website. I could go and bombard YouTube and books and try to learn this myself. But instead, I'm going to double down on content and getting after it and let somebody else help me with this technical side. I think that's super important. And it's also important, like when you're coming out of school and you're getting into construction, you can't do everything yourself. And and Jesse and I were talking about Herbie,
Herbie on a hike. And also, I'll leave that as a cliffhanger to go over to learning the missteps in perhaps a week, perhaps a year, whenever Jesse gets around to putting that out.
It's a week.
Okay, hot damn. But there's a story in there, and there's this. It's a Boy Scout, and he's on a hike, and he's slow. But the thing that everybody wants him to do to go faster is making him tired, and that makes him go slower. And the thing that he wants to do, Herbie, is to go faster, and it only makes him slower. So the thing that he wants to do and the only thing that you can do is actually making you slower, and to actually stop and say, hey, I'm not really good with this. Sometimes it needs intervention. And these two people over here, Jen and Jess, about 8 months ago, broke me through the Omniverse and being like, damn, I need to seriously rethink asking for help in a serious way, and not just at work, at home. So I'm incredibly grateful for you, and hopefully I can share that message, being like, it's not just these two people talking about it. This is real, and this affects a lot of us out there. So I'm appreciative for y'all, your book, and same for Walker and Davis up there. Keep that positivity out there. And the rest of us, I guess I represent the rest of us, people at work, not content creators, but content consumers. And we do consume, and we learn, and we make an adjustment. And I was on a job site today. We're having a conversation about all of y'all. So it's really happening, and it wasn't led by me, not led by me. So I definitely chipped in though. But
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being vulnerable. Appreciate that, Thomas.
Yeah. Awesome. I don't know. What do you say?
Next week, come.
Next week, me and
Sign up.
Yeah. By the way, even though y'all are speaking, y'all have to sign up too. So just letting y'all know.
You got to tell Jesse that.
Jim called me out.
He froze again. All right, signing off for the evening. Jesse.
I hate signing up for stuff. I'll sign up. That's fine.
There you go.
Awesome. So next week it is.
And don't forget, Saturday morning we're doing No BS, and we're talking about reps and the importance of repetition and stuff. So
Is that this Saturday?
yes, it's 2 days away.
Yes.
I have a question for Jen. Sorry. This hit me today.
Okay.
Ooh, and it's about reps. So you could tease it a little.
All right.
Because I saw your little notification on LinkedIn. Shout out LinkedIn. Shout out Thomas building their headquarters. Sick brag, bro. But okay, so here it is. Here's a question.
Yes. Okay.
You talk a lot about self-care. Is doing reps, having a little pain, little grit, but it's in a positive way. Is that self-care? And is that self-care? There's a follow-on question. Is that self-care better than an ice mask or a sit in the hot tub? Is getting the reps in, being super reliable, super disciplined, is that better than a spa day? Go.
So I'm not going to give you all the answers because I got to make sure they show up Saturday morning, but I will. But I think that self-care, one, it has to do with the person, and two, that there's not a right or wrong answer. So I don't think there's one way to do self-care, and in this way it doesn't help, because we have so many layers and so many pieces of us that the repetition piece, I'm going to tell you where it came from, and I think that may help answer a little bit of what you said. So the weekend that Jesse and I just went the cabin, and there was all the stuff going on, all the conversations. There were multiple moments where we were sitting and Jesse and I were just listening. We were just listening to what was going on, and the people that were talking, it was something was happening within them. Like there was something that they were growing. They were getting vulnerable. There were some things going on, and we were just listening. And we weren't interrupting. We weren't asking. There were points where we weren't even asking questions. We were just listening. And they kept going, we're going to stop talking. Y'all just need to start talking. And just, and we continue to listen, and we continue to listen. And it wasn't hard. And it was because we've had so many reps of supporting capabilities and a lot of, of being in places where we had to kind of learn how to listen and learn how to not interject and learn how to be in a place to help other people, which was then helping them. And they didn't even know that they were missing that. And they kept going like, why aren't y'all talking? Why aren't y'all talking? And we're like, because we've done this a lot. Like, we know how to do this. Y'all don't. And it was these breakthroughs of, they were like struggling, but like they were embracing it. And it was like that was happening. And I even said, I'm like, it's okay. Like, Jesse and I have done this so much that we're completely good with like what's going on here. I know, but we're not okay. I mean, you could tell they were struggling because they had 0 reps of being in this space and just letting people like be there with them and listening. And so anyway, probably more than you asked for, but like that.
No, I'm definitely coming on Saturday.
Okay.
So I decided to get my question in quick early because I had an advantage that no one else does on the internet. So thank you.
I love it.
That's awesome. Oh man. I'll see you Saturday. I'll see y'all, everybody else in person on Friday in South Carolina. And we're gonna mold some minds, and we got some industry people coming too. So,
watch out!
Like, let's see some names.
And we're live streaming, so like we'll have more people out there that can contribute to the conversation. Watch what's going on.
Yeah, awesome. Well, then we don't want to spill any more beans.
I'll just keep talking.
And it's going to be awesome. So, wait, we got a final comment and we will sign off. Mr. Larry Carroll says, great conversation, gang. Our industry will be in great hands with motivation from the next gen builders digging the great logistic plans. It's coming, Big Daddy. It's coming.
Yes.
And to the rest of the Omniverse, we love you and we'll see you next time.
Yes.
Peace.